Yeah, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to your broadcast tonight. I'm one of your hosts, eXtine, and well, one of our other casters called away, so I'm joined by Ro and also Looster on production. How you doing, Ro?
I'm excellent, dude. I'm excited to see more Ascent action because I've been neglected. I've been denied every step of the way this playoff so far to watch Ascent in action. They won their first match, I think, I would assume, either against Ford Gaming or Cafe Monster Rebirth in the first round. And then they went on to fight Tech and lost. And now they're down here in the lower bracket. Round one. Or is this the finals? I'm confused.
This is lower bracket finals, my friend. Like I said, you're stepping in on short notice, so no worries. No worries.
I'm not sure notice. It's just on the TV page. It says LBR on.
Wow.
Oh no, it says LBF.
Okay.
I don't even know what I'm reading, dude. I'm just like straight up.
You're just out
I'm
there
Slidexic.
somewhere.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. Ford Gaming versus Ascent Gaming is going to be our match tonight. We got a best of 3 ahead of us. Map pool, real quick, is going to be Sunshine, Granary _ Pro 2. And then if needed, our third map will be Process. Also want to highlight real quick, last week we saw Ascent versus Tech in that winner bracket final, which was very good. Obviously, we're lower bracket finals, didn't go the way of Ascent Gaming. The same time that match was being played, though, there was a crazy match underway from Ford Gaming and Cafe Monster. It was, classic ESEA standard, extended very, very long time. And then they got to a third map. The STVs broke. Cafe Monsters was up 3-0. I think a lot of people went to bed, woke up in the morning, and and Ford Gaming turned it around. I think, was it 5-3 too, the final score?
5-4.
5-4.
They were 5 rounds straight because after the first half, we were like waiting for STVs to get fixed, and it wasn't looking good because then it was also suddenly 3-0. So we were like, all right, well, we're done here. And man, what a disappointment that the STVs had to botch on us.
Yeah.
But thankfully, we're no longer paying for this service. So shout out to ESEA. We hope you enjoy your future in CSGO.
Most of us have canceled our premiums and whatnot as we're just into the depths of the playoffs here. There's still kind of the open going on. We have intermediate going on. There's probably going to be some coverage tomorrow. And in fact, was I reading this right? That do all the matches have to be played tomorrow? Is that what's going on? Somebody was like, tomorrow's the last day of ESEA.
I mean, I would not be surprised if ESEA put like that kind of a harsh deadline on it. But yeah, I think after 10 years of paid service, they'd like consider giving us a little extra time for our final send off, so that we don't have to just have a weird, awkward playoffs.
Yeah, super rushed. Yeah, hopefully it's not too crazy. Either way, we're just going to focus on our action here tonight. Let's talk about these teams a little bit. I'm going to run down the roster of Ascent. We got our medic. It's going to be Skis. Over on Demoman, it is bot mode. They got a pair of high-flying soldiers, Laz and Jay. And then their scout team, very devastating, very dangerous. It is Yite and Slemnish.
Yeah, every single name I hear on that list, I'm just like, oh yeah, that guy's good at that class. Oh, that guy's good at that class. That's like easily top 3 in all of Soldierdom right now. And so that just shows how strong Ascent is. They have all the right players. But Ford Gaming is not one to be messing around with. They've got Sandblast, who's been fighting to be that Froyo Slayer. And joining Sandblast is on scout Yosh with Saigai and Trip. Very good soldiers. With Jared on demo, very respected in the community. And finally, May on medic, because if I'm not mistaken, Bear normally plays for Ford Gaming, and he's in Europe preparing for Insomnia.
Yeah, that is correct. I want to give a quick shout out actually on that mention to the Insomnia LAN, particularly the fundraiser that they've put together. It's going to be on Matcherino. And the point of that fundraiser is to help Ascent NA get over to that tournament. So we're really excited to see that happen. I really highly suggest you guys go over, check that out. It's a great fundraiser, a lot of cool goals. There's another kind of smaller fundraiser going on for Aura Electro. who are a European team. They're just kind of cross-posting over here, but they also got some cool fundraising perks and stuff going on with their campaign. Want to give a shout out to their Twitter real quick. I think it's just Essentials TF2, but they've been announcing the people that are going to be helping out with the event. They've made a few announcements, and I think they still have a few more coming up because they haven't gone over the casters yet. So yeah, stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Insomnia will be very strong. I don't know the week that it's happening.
It is the week of the 20th. So I don't know, 24th or something like that is when it's going down. Let me pull up the calendar real quick. It is actually the 24th. So the 23rd is the Friday, the 23rd through the 25th. The same weekend as the International. So we're gonna have the biggest Dota 2 tournament at the same time as the biggest TF2 tournament. Don't worry, they're happening halfway across the world from each other, so you can watch both.
In time
zones, man. Yeah.
I was like, what is he? Oh, right, because time zones.
Yeah, one's in China.
What kind of? If it was halfway across the world, it'd be harder. My eyes would have to crisscross just to, be able to see, in front of from Europe and then over India or wherever. I don't even know where the International's happening.
It's in Shanghai, my friend.
Shanghai,
yeah.
But that's not what's happening here.
No,
We're
that
on
is
the
not.
Coast of Sunshine for our first map here. It's going to be lots of action. This is where Ford Gaming made their stand in the first round of the lower bracket. And they managed to defeat Cafe Monster pretty convincingly, and so it makes sense that once again they've chosen a map that will hopefully give them the upper hand versus Ascent if they want to try and knock them down and take on Froyo head on.
And right now we do have a little poll going on in the chat. If you guys want to drop your Doritos or your trucks, whether you think that Ascent Gaming is going to take us or Ford Gaming. Do you think this map favors one of the teams here?
Oh yeah, like I said, it was Ford Gaming's pick. They were dominant with Cafe Monster. They knew what they were doing almost every mid. But there was a lot of weird shenanigans going on with the demo men, so I'm not sure how bad it's going to be when Ford Gaming is fighting up against Ascent, because bot mode definitely has his legs. He's not a Muma.
Yeah, bot mode slays it, and Jarrett's been around for quite a long time, but you sort of feel like he's still growing in the realm of TF2 demo man, and I don't mean that. I'm trying to say that as respectfully as possible, and just the fact that I think bot mode either maybe has more experience on under him, or that just sort of feel like Jarrett should have had more growth than he's had. So probably it's just like school and other stuff that's maybe slowing down his growth compared to other players. He's also still in some ways kind of newer to sixes. I don't know if that's just completely crazy, but he has a Highlander guy as well. He's really into Highlander.
Shout outs in chat if you remember R5, because that's where Jarrett really took off in IM and separated himself from what I remember him as, and that's the silver all-star demo man in UGC, because that was the season I was a silver all-star.
Ooh, nice.
Oh man, that was a fun, because I had 500 ping. I don't know if I was getting DDoS, but I just went with the loose cannon and was having a good time, and somehow my team won. I think I also had Nursey on my team during that playoffs.
Wow.
That all-star match.
All-star
match. It
was
a fun season. I remember being a fun player back in the day. I knew all these people before they became a lot better than I did.
Yeah, I mean, that's the caster life, right? You're like, I used to play with that guy, and now he's way better than me. Yeah, I'm hoping to get, we'll see if the schedule allows it, but I think the open finals are tomorrow. And my boy Rocket Kings climbed the ranks. I think he's in one of the teams playing. And that's one of those situations. There's a lot going on in this game. And I'm also in a weird spot of I've watched so much more than I've played. And I can't quite execute, how I see it. And that's what's so awesome about watching these teams that are really, really good. Like TF2 is such a beautiful game. And when teams are so on the same page together, it looks really easy, and when you get into play it with a bunch of friends, and then you're just like, why are we losing these fights? It's like somebody needs to protect the medic, and just
you're missing
all these
the
pressure
element.
and these tensions. Yeah. So Really cool to see this. And again, it's just speaking really quickly to Jarrett, and maybe this is the game and the season that he starts to do it, but I think he has that invite potential. I think he can step up. I just think historically so far, he hasn't quite been at the same level as Banny or as bot mode or Habib.
Excuse you.
Well,
That's a tall bar.
Well, but even Banny, but yeah, that is an extremely tall bar. Historically Banny on Demo Man, that's a pretty rough comparison. Yeah. I mean, that's like saying somebody he hits home runs all right, but he's not Babe Ruth. Like, well,
right?
Yeah,
no
different era. Yeah, no Hank Aaron. So we are just waiting for our last player to get in here, ladies and gentlemen. Again, traditional ESEA. Last season, why change traditions? That's why we have them, right? But that's all right. There was some other fantastic TF2 action going on a little earlier tonight. So, we're not literally waiting for the crowds, but the crowds are going to go as this best of 3 continues. And it's certainly a hype matchup. The loser will be declared 3rd place finisher for this final season of ESEA Invite. So there's no shame there.
No, I mean, that's something, taking home the bronze is better than, unfortunately, Cafe Monsters reward. They just get all their money back. How horrible.
Yeah.
And oh boy. In chat. Oh, there we go. Yoshi finally did it. So the server was actually about to reset because of how long it was up.
I saw that.
But thankfully, Yosh pulling off the Ford Gaming Classic. They actually said this last week in their match versus Cafe Monster. We're going to use all 15 minutes of the half before we start, and apparently they decided to use all the pre-game time before they started. So we're finally starting.
Ford Gaming versus Ascent getting ready to go here. ESEA lower bracket finals of the final season. I'm eXtine, joined by Ro Looster on production.
We got Jarrett coming. Oh, not going to hit that slow ride, but that's okay. Bot mode, who's also just about as fast. Gonna be trying to get a little bit of ground here on the left here, not opening up anything though. Just a couple pot shots on the May, who's taken so much damage. This would be a good opportunity for the Soldiers of Ascent. They've just routed themselves on top of this Tetris, and there comes the initiation from Trip and Marm, or not Marm, Laz.
Yeah, Psy Guy.
Psy Guy. I am so lost. But meanwhile, the Ascent crew have managed to keep their skis alive, and Yosh, just rotating back through the valley, has an opening to go for the medic. Oh, but does not opt to go for it, but a little bit of a meat shot there will bring skis down very low, trying to keep the pressure on. Slimish is in the face of Jared, and there it is. Slimish gets punished by the scouts from Ford Gaming, who are now conjoining themselves onto this demo man and taking him down. Ascent loses this mid, but they keep their medic alive. So even Uber's just a numbers game at this point, and Ford Gaming have the advantage.
Yeah, they're charging forward aggressively here as Sandblast is going to go down to Laz, who jump forward towards Banana to kind of stop that push in. Players from Ascent just respawning, but Ford a little hesitant to move in here now that Sandblast is gone. Yeah, I really like that mid fight from Ford Gaming, and also not something that we completely see where a mid fight like that just breaks down to 4-on-4 and then just like, again, this like pauses and kind of slow rolls. But the scouts from Ford Gaming eventually able to turn that extended mid fight around. And so a little pause, but we'll see how they choose to charge in here next.
Yeah, right now Ford Gaming is looking like they're wanting to make some kind of play. They've got their heels inside of the valley. Sandblast once again leading the medic to still waters. And it's trying to pull an attention for Trip to jump through, and he just blacks out. He's just trying to rattle their cage. And they're not having it. They're not really like shaken by it. They are playing very calm, very secure in their defensive position. They got Jay by the cafe. Scouts posted up on either side of the lighthouse, ready for any bombers. And it looks like Ford Gaming is not going to have any openings that work out for them. But Trip has somehow found his in, and only gets good damage onto Slimnish, who airs up back to full. And here's the counterplay.
Yeah, Laz trying to work through Valley with Yite. But Laz going to back up. We have other players from Ascent coming through Cafe. Slimnish is through. Drops down from Tetris onto the medic. But doesn't get a whole lot of damage from May. And Ascent in response. Kind of going to back up. Yite in the valley fighting. Is able to get the kill on Psy Guy. But now Putis, a.k.a. Yosh, and their other scout, Sandblast, are there. Pick that up.
Ooh, the spam from May is really strong.
Boy destroyed and choke. Laz air shot him. Oh, and then Laz gets air shot himself by Jarrett. Uber charge has been popped out here from Ford Gaming. But Ascent still under pressure. A Sandblast behind. And there's the Uber pop.
Yes, and this is late because May popped off a little bit earlier, getting spammed out. And Jay is trying to make some happen, some magic. And will be juggled into the pencil shot, but somehow is staying alive. Trip finally taking that kill and rotating through the cafe, going to be wrapping around. The Ascent players know about it, but they got to worry about Yosh in their face. It goes down pretty quickly, but they've managed to avoid him for too long, and Skis gets juggled, and Saigai lands the shot while flying through the air. Perfect direct. Now they got to keep May alive, but the pressure is on because the soldiers are down. They need the demo man to try and chase, but it's not going to be enough. Bot mode is just holding things back. May with a significant advantage can be working in with the rest of the respawns here. No, they just missed it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That'll slow him down a little bit, but, you know, not too big of a consequence. Again, nice plays from Ford Gaming to try to kind of even that fight up. It did lose mid, though, but going to be content with this position, considering the Uber circumstances. Sandblast runs through, kind of by himself first. Almost seems as if he thought the medic was right behind him, but now they are on the point itself. Both soldiers on the spire. They're going to jump down. Tripway thrown high up into the air. Is going to crater down as he lands, but Ascent half fled the scene.
Yeah, and the cap's going to go off, but yeah, it's kind of pressuring, just trying to... Oh, distraction play, because Laz has gotten in, knocked May, and then a follow-up from Laz, who's still alive, and Jay managed to take down Jarrett at the same time and make his escape. So the force and the demo pick is going to be a huge advantage for Ascent, as they are just now getting their Uber, and they are rushing through this valley and going to be moving in any moment.
Yeah, great play from them there to get Laz in and use that Uber charge. Everybody else surviving, ready to follow up afterwards. Laz just respawning now. Ford Gaming were without Jarrett as well, which obviously the demo man really able to make those defensive plays. Tripboy pretty banged up, but he's gonna be able to sneak out through. Wow, what was that? There was a back cap. Jesus, what a play by Yosh. Yeah.
And that has completely held off this Uber long enough, but because the Uber is still an advantage, they managed to take down Trip. They're gonna do all four with this numbers advantage, but the force comes out, and that's gonna be a huge desperate attempt for Babo to rush through. He's got a nice little sticky, but that actually helps May escape. But Saigai is taking a ton of damage as well, and the respawns are still up potentially. But 8 seconds ago, they're gonna stop the forward spawns at the very least. But 4Gaming have their Uber charge. They need to stop this second point, but they don't have the numbers for it. And Ascent is just feeling cool right now.
Yeah, the pick off of Jarrett, pretty crucial there. Ascent Gaming, great job surging forward. 4Gaming now a little bit more on the back foot than they'd like. They are trying to get out through here through lobby. We'll run into Laz. Uber charge popped out here maybe a little bit early. Sandblast trying to find people. Saigai will get it on top of Yite in the valley, but Yite's running away. Ascent flees, and Ford Gaming will take the point, but Ascent 80% Uber charge. And the setup near Valley Choke, trying to decide what their next move is.
Yeah, with full Uber, we're going to be seeing action here. Maybe they can even get some players in without having to force. But they're rotating through the cafe. Apparently, there was some kind of interaction between Yite and Saigai.
I think it was a 1v1 that just nothing happened, and then they both ran away from it. So that's pretty funny exchange between them saying, let's not talk about that, keep it a secret,
let's focus on the Jarrett getting 2 kills with the sticky trap before falling to the hands of the Uber, and they're now wrapping through, picking up May. Last falls down, and this Uber is just calmly taking down every single player. But Yosh has the pistol of a lifetime, can't finish it. The last shot was all it took, and Ascent have managed to fully wipe the team, but they don't even own seconds, so they got to back off for just a moment, make something happen, and then push back in.
Yeah, Slimanish throwing out the taunt outside of lobby there, but you know, you kind of need to capture that spire point. But that's okay. Ford F150 Gaming. They're not going to have an Uber charge here, but they do have their players up. So a small constellation. Trying to get a sentry going. Just level 1 though. Ascent shifting from offensive perspectives, switching from left side to right side, and now just kind of holding off in lobby, thinking about where to go.
Yeah, it looks like the dungeon lower play is going to happen. Not popping off immediately, definitely delaying long enough to get some extra ground. Cedric goes down immediately, and they're going to get some time on the cap point. It's actually enough to force Trip to jump in, and the heavy is up from Sandblast, who's going to be doing a lot of work here. But meanwhile, in the back lines, we have all the players hiding behind the lighthouse on the end, little pillar, trying to do some power shots. But that was enough delay from Sandblast to get the force off, and Trip is chasing deep, got bot mode on a tizzy, takes him down, and rotates his team through a solid defense. but once again, Ascent has a considerable advantage to work with here.
Yeah, Ford, especially AAA, really had to make those rockets count at the end there. But thankfully for him, was able to get the kills on bot mode, get the damage they needed. We'll be able to push out here. And slightly overcharged disadvantage. One of those situations where it's like if you're really aggressive, if you can kind of push in and then maybe get an awkward pop from Ascent. But also, you know, the advantage is so slim that if you just really grind it out, you might be able to get a pop towards the end in response to their Ubercharge. And actually, Ubercharge coming out pretty early. Bot mode charging through the choke. Laz in there. Well, all these players in there from Ascent are just storming in. So they're going to be able to get it. But Ford Gaming with that Ubercharge coming out in response. Side guy searching for, getting right on top of Skis. Skis finished off by Sandblast. Sandblast also finishing. Yeah, Yosh is there. But Yosh, very low. Yate's going to get the kill on him. Oh, Yate's still fighting. He's finally taking out 2 more players still in here, though. Actually make that 3 for Ascent. And I think they're going to clean this up.
Yeah, Sandblast couldn't quite do the 1v3, but Trip is still alive, trying to slow these players down with his rockets out the shutter, and that is still a very good advantage for Ford Gaming. Even though they've lost May, they killed Skis during that, so they're not going to get absolutely demolished right now. They're going to have a chance to set up a defense, maybe build up that Uber advantage just like the last time, and if they can delay long enough, maybe make sure that May keeps himself alive as he rotates to the spawn, there will be no threat of an Ascent push. They can definitely pull another defense here.
Well, we do have Kritzkrieg out, though, so it's kind of building a little bit quick here. The question, though, is whether they'll be able to hide the beam, hide the fact that they have it, and then successfully execute it. As Crits, if you run into an Ubercharge with it, it's not going to work, and they certainly could get rolled up backwards and lose the second point if this doesn't go well. The Crits has been activated, but bot mode with his 3rd sticky hits the frame of the wall. The first 2 didn't do anything either. And Slamnish has found a kill on Jarrett. The stickies didn't do anything, but able to distract here as Pudis, aka Yosh, trying to fight on the point. Sandblast very low. There was Psy Guy as well. Yeah, not much for the Kritzkrieg, but it's been working out.
Yeah, I mean, once you get your players in and focus on, hey, we need to make sure that they don't get their medic out, and then convene on the point, you can make stuff happen. And now, next mid, bot mode. Hits his slide, spots Jarrett, but takes a very large sticky. Gonna get, oh, so low. He's waiting desperately for that arrow. 26 HP. Jarrett actually could have gotten that kill, and that would have definitely made things a lot smoother for Ford Gaming right now. They're trying to make something happen, but Laz is sneaking around this cafe, kind of holding them back. Gonna grab the pack and keep the pressure on. Meanwhile, Jay's ready to bomb in. He's going over the Tetris and straight into May.
Oh, wow.
What a choke. Gonna take a little bit of crater damage, but will survive. Just barely. One little scatter shot. It's all gonna take to kill the Ford Gaming medic. And Ascent is still looking pretty strong. Even though they lost both their soldiers, their medic is not, like, very nervous.
Oh.
And yet, they lose him because Trip has managed to pull off a significantly valuable bomb. And Jarrett, with a nice pop on the bomb mode, is going to take this down. It's just Slemnish hiding in the cafe. Going to get into the face of Yosh, trying to get the 2-shot. He does pull it off after a miss. And gets a quick health pack before walking into a cafe and seeing, oh, there's a lot of players there.
And Slimnish actually doing a good job of being an annoyance, getting behind. Will go down, though, so, I don't know, kind of a mixed bag there. Ford Gaming is going to be even easier for them to take the second point. That was probably going to be the likely result anyway, so it does buy Ascent a little bit more time to try to get set up on last. Once again, we have a couple off classes rolling here. We got Sniper by Slimnish and Yite running the Engineer. I like the sentry gun spot that he has, more by the entries versus by spawn. Ubercharge getting ready here from May. They will pop around the corner here. Jay just hiding by the machines, waiting to pop out with and damage some unubered players. Does get some damage on Side Guy. Can't quite hit the air shot on Jarrett either, though. And with the scout on the point, there's getting plenty of time on there, but it's just Jarrett and May up against 3 players from Ascent. They're going to have to fall back here. Jarrett, he's got the soldier in his face, and last will get the kill.
And both these soldiers are like a well-oiled machine, just completely dominating the chase. It was the scariest thing May saw before hitting that respawn timer. Just seeing both soldiers flying at him. And now, very good time for Ascent to turn things around. They've got heal advantage, Uber advantage. Mid is all but theirs for free. It's up to Jarrett or some kind of force from one of the soldiers to make a miracle happen. And actually, nice little sticky trap launches Slemnish, but he will survive, and Jarrett falls down trying to commit to that trap. Meanwhile, a good rotation out of the forward soldier tries to get Psy out, and will make them have some kind of defense going up here on second, while they're still building up the Uber and have no demo man. Ascent is still just keeping up the pressure. Yosh is hiding inside a forward spawn.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this play is going to pay out for him. The Uber charge has been popped out here by Skis. Tripboy also still behind here. And Yosh still just charged up, waiting. He does get J as he pops out from forward spawn. Will then cycle out. So kind of just a mini frag there. Everyone counts though.
Every frag counts. All frags matter. And Slemnish going down is going to be a very important pick here. While Botmo manages to pick up Sandblast, who is trying to push forward. It's going to cause a little bit of a trade both ways, but at the end of the day, 4Gaming has a Frontier Justice critical.
Ooh.
But Yosh isn't going to commit with it. He was just trying to see if he can go into lobby, get a cheeky frag. But now it's looking like with this Uber, with their Sandblast respawned up, they're going to try and push in, but every second right now counts because Ascent is very close to having their Uber, and they're waiting patiently inside this valley. It looks like 4Gaming's just going to have to go back, hold on to this last.
Yeah, Yosh will still have that Frontier Justice crit, by the way, just the one, but can be quite helpful to pull that shotgun out at the right time.
So, not seeing any openings here because Ascent realizes, you know, this is one of the problems with lasts, is it's hard to get them in when they're indoors. Not really any good openings. You just kind of have to get some kind of advantage, or maybe some really incredible rotation play to get a soldier in. But Jarrett's watching the left side with stickies all over. They're trying to just get aggressive here, pulling some action. I think that was a... I don't even know what happened. A lot of players just died, and I heard a lot of really fancy noises.
It was Tripboy with some big rockets as the players coming in entry-wise. Only losing one, but Tripboy just actually getting destroyed midair by bot mode there. So the push out not going to happen. Laz down low in dungeon. Looks like he will be able to flee to that big health pack. More towards the lobby side there.
And then pushing in. They tried to get in with that number advantage, but it wasn't quick enough, and the respawns are up. So now 4Gaming is sending some players in aggressively into this choke point and trying to poke and prod his Ascent from every single angle, not really getting an opening though. I think the best play at this point is potentially sending someone from lower. Obviously they can't see the stickies, they don't know where they are. But with the way it's set up, they're actually, no, bot mode is fully aware of these stickies and has managed to get in a soldier who's trying to get onto the face of Jarrett, but backs off and narrowly escapes the sticky trap that was still waiting for him. Yeah, it went down during that process. It was a good distraction play from the soldiers, but the core around May has been strong enough to keep him alive. And there's the bomb from Trip, not going to be hitting any ground though.
A huge bomb from him coming from lower around the spire, the lighthouse, which is not being able to get the damage on Skis as you mentioned. So again, just kind of a slow tempo here as teams trying to find an opening here on the last. 4Gaming down 1-0, plenty of time on this map, so not feeling desperate, just, you know, more so just waiting for that right opportunity, be very calm about it.
And yeah, fully charged around this corner, hits Saigai with a charged body shot, but won't be able to pull off the headshot that he so desperately sought. And another attempt onto Sandblast, gonna rattle him a little bit. They're trying to get some ground here, but Jarrett's just locking down this entrance with the sticky setup. I very much like this because it gives it enough time that if anyone tries to come in, you can easily get the kill because of the coverage it has. And Yite is doing a great job of rotating all of these angles, trying to put them into a specific spot. Before Gaming has their defense set up in just the right way that they shouldn't have to worry about any bombing soldiers because Jarrett is on watch.
Yeah, definitely. Any aspiring demo man, take a quick look at that sticky placement. Very nice. 3 on the side, 1 on the stairs, 3 on the side, and 1 by the bottle. And we do have the offensive sniper has come out here from Yite. There's certainly some good angles here on Sunshine. Laz going down though to side guy.
Laz going down had a very good price though.
Yeah.
They got the force. I don't even know where he came from. I assume it was lower. because that was like pretty much the one angle that wasn't being watched. Jarrett putting a lot of commitment onto the left side, and the rest of his team needed to make sure that the right sides of these chokes were dealt with. But Laz still found his entry, and that was enough for them to get the force. And now they're going to be pushing in here with a significant Uber advantage. But Yite also playing sniper. I'm not sure if they're trying to get one more pick.
Well,
that'll do it.
Yeah, exactly. Taking the medic down, whether they have an Uber charge or not, is exactly what you want. Jay bouncing around here, fighting with the soldier behind the point. Ascent on that left-hand side from the defense, but now just starting to get the frags. And now they are going to come in and commit. Good patient rotation from them.
And Ascent have pulled off a lot of patience overall. They've been on their last, pulled off a defense. They've been trying to win these different things where all of a sudden there's a back cap from Yosh, and still they're pulling it off 2-0, even though it's Ford's pick.
Yeah, great start for them. I mean, certainly on paper, Ascent going to be the favorites here. Ford Gaming, though, they had that wonderful comeback on this map, though. It is their pick. And there have been some hints for sure that they can get the momentum, the forward momentum needed. They are going to have to kind of nail down the execution. Right now, this mid-fight has been very slow. Tripboy coming, though, over the top here. Will be able to get the kill on bot mode. Slemnish also down for Ascent. Laz fighting, though, right on top of things. May being kept alive. Yite is in there. So is Jay spamming some rockets across, but Yite has gone down. It is just Jay and Skis, and they are trying to retreat, but they were over on the Ford Gaming side of the map, and now they're getting out Cafe side. That's one of those situations you're not quite, if you're like at that 95% paying attention, you start running out of that valley, and then all of a sudden you're like, the colors are wrong.
Yeah, that's not the way you get out. You gotta back out the other way, where you still have to walk in front of enemy lines in the crossfire. But thankfully, they still managed to pull it off. Very good job from Jay to play that defensive pocket role. And it was actually an ulti trio setup. It was Scout, Soldier, Medic. But right now there's an attempt on someone's life. Doesn't work out though. Trip, very good at getting in, but not quite good at executing.
Yeah.
And Laz trying to follow up, doesn't do much better, but Yite does a better job of playing defense. And May throws out the nice arrow to get that frag. That's actually probably almost enough for them to try and make something happen here. Ford Gaming, even ground, 4-4. We'll see if they try and make some ground, but they're going to be playing it safe. Trip has respawned, though, so they could have.
It's one of those circumstances of, like, your spawn timers are just a little bit better. Ascent has kind of less room to run to the point, and that's actually a really good opportunity to send a bomb in. Unfortunately, yeah, again, Trip, he's got great jumps, but he's just not finding those follow-up rockets once he's in.
Ooh, and I've got eyes on Laz, who's ready to come in from the valley, while he's waiting for the rest of his team to get through in one of the chokes or the cafe. But Laz not actually opting to go for anything at this time. It was Slemnish who snuck in, trying to use the obstacles and corridors to kind of navigate his way to the medic for some cover, but didn't work out. May still alive, still kicking, and we're going to be seeing another sack here within moments from Trip.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting set up. Doesn't do the second jump off the wall, just standing on top of the fence. Sorry, that was the side guy I was watching, but Trip does come flying in. And again, just like great penetration, great jumps. Can't quite get the finish.
This time, Laz is ready to come in. He's going to be bouncing off the walls, rotating over to the other valley and trying to get a little bit of ground for Yite, who's pushed all the way into Jarrett. No demo man to work with, so now Ford Gaming has to find an out. They need to get a force and get their medic out, but May juggled into the air and actually took a wall shot. Would have died if he didn't pop. Going to be trying to get something with this, but they're just sending in the players and they're dying for no reason. They're just sacrificing themselves for the escape. And now with a significant Uber, there's going to be a lot of opportunities here. Jarrett's locked out in his own forward spawn. Not going to be able to make anything happen here, but Ski's so close to getting forced by Side Guy. Will survive.
Yeah, that was a tough one for Ford Gaming. I mean, not just that mid-fight was rough, and May was actually kind of fortunate there because was getting sandwiched by two soldiers and only ate one of the rockets before popping. Ubercharge pushing forward here, though, as Ascent are looking to finish off this first half, make us 3-0. Big pressure on the spawn doors. Trip Boy going down. Jarrett trying to push forward and get out there, but Slemnish on the cap. More players flying forward from Ford Gaming. May trying to keep the heels out there as Yosh picks up a frag on Laz. The soldier side guy still fighting. Skis on the point, standing there, and Yosh has gone down. Yite gets the kill on May as well. There you go. Yikes.
man. Yeah, doing an amazing job. I had an 8 kill streak by the end, but I was just enamored by the bot mode versus Psy guy.
Yeah.
Which is funny to me because I know bot mode as a soldier and I know Psy guy as a demo. I've seen them, in the most recent season, but that's when I first knew about them. And they were playing the opposite classes and just having a melee battle in dungeon. It was just funny.
Yeah, it's been a pretty scrappy match, and don't want to focus on them too much, but definitely think the tripwire bombs just like haven't quite been successful. But it's kind of one of those nice edge sort of circumstances. So there's no reason why in the second half he could just start nailing all those rockets and getting 2 rocket combos on skis. I think that certainly would be a big factor. Slimnish though is like totally feeling himself. He's just like running in some crazy situations, and I mean proceeding to get frags. He's got the second most points on his team, which is facilitated by captures. But
dang, and I was actually about to say, oh well, are you looking at the ESEA page or the
just
scoreboard?
Just scoreboard.
Oh, okay. So who do you think has the most damage right now?
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting one because I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Ford Gaming player.
No, it's Slimnish.
It is Slimnish.
The scout hitting almost 300 DPM, 290 according to it. But yeah, 29 frags. It's actually not mostly captures.
Oh, geez.
Yite somehow has more captures than him, but 8 captures still. 29 frags, 10 deaths. I mean, Slimnish is, I would say, single-handedly doing the most work for Ascent Gaming right now, because even though they've got everyone else doing their part, Yite doing 23 and 11. Everyone else, Jay and bot mode, are both 7 and 7.
These ESEA stats not quite as comprehensive as our logs.tf. Shout out to all the people who've contributed to that. So I just did some quick math, and actually Slimnish and Yite combined for 52 frags. And if I'm adding that up right, what is that? 52, 53 for Ford Gaming. So Slimnish and Yite almost getting as many frags as Ford Gaming, the entire team.
And that includes May's arrow kill.
Yeah. So I mean that's just a little rough. Yeah, 53 frags to 52, I guess it is, with Slimnish and Yite being the 52. So and yeah, Laz, great bombs. Jay had some good hiding spots. Bot mode, doing 60 more damage per minute than Jarrett. Jarrett 6 and 12. So
we saw that a lot where just sometimes he's committing to his defensive stickies or just a little bit overextended. Not to say like he's intentionally being too far, but that's just what it is. He's a little bit too ahead of his team and gets caught out by these very fringe cases where Yite walks in after Laz just bombed and Jarrett's just a little too close to the valley, not able to defend with his stickies because maybe he blew it too early or any number of reasons. Just unfortunate, and that's what leads to that kind of a scoreline where you're not doing as many frags as you are dying. But this is one of those things where you have the half to turn it around, and I trust in Ford Gaming. I mean, Jarrett, once he's like talking with his team, hey, once you're not in the action, it's easier to say, hey, you're kind of overextending in these spots. Go back to doing what you do best. Do your sticky traps. They get 2 kills in front of Cafe and all that other stuff. That'll help him get his like mindset. And hopefully we'll see a good turn of events here in this next half.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a Dota player. I'll admit it. And I was having a terrible game the other day, and it's just that sort of situation of you can't do anything if you're dead. It's as simple as that. And bot mode, 7 frags to 7 deaths. 7 frags isn't a ton, but just that 60 DPM is surely just because. He died, 5 less times than Jarrett. Jarrett going down just a little too easy, as you mentioned. And if he can get a little bit more damage out there, that certainly could, swing the fight against Slimnish Yite or just allow Yosh and Sandblast to do a little bit more. So we'll have to see if they, make some major strategical changes there to how they apply Jarrett.
Not to mention, this exact situation happened last week against Cafe. We didn't see it. But they were down 3-0, and it was like convincing, like, oh, wow, that's it. Cafe Monster moves on. And then boom, the 5-4 comeback, I believe, in Ford Gaming. But
Yeah.
right now, I believe I need crackers, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll ramble for a bit. The North American scene is, sort of in a transitory period. It's a good opportunity to discuss things like rules and formats. And one of the things that does come up, and I'll admit my caster bias here, that I'm generally in favor of the European format of doing 30-minute maps. But something that has come up from the players is that they really do enjoy this halftime. The ability to sit down and talk about what went wrong, but then to follow that up by playing the same map. Not to be like, oh, what went wrong on Sunshine, and be like, we need to fix these things on Sunshine, and then you go to process, or in our case tonight, it's going to be Granary. So it'll be interesting to see, if Ford Gaming can make the adjustment. They certainly did, as has been mentioned in that game up against Cafe Monster. So once again,
back, by the way.
Okay, great. I wasn't sure. I was going to give a quick shout out to our essentials.tf fundraiser. Once again, that will be to send Ascent NA to compete against Europe's best teams.
And you get to see them right now. Like, this is the perfect showcase for why we need to represent our NA brothers across the pond. It's been a hot minute since Insomnia had some representation from NA, and finally we're getting it. Not just from Bear playing, or Sandblast playing with some European boys, or Banny himself. No, this is a full-on NA style. And if you want to see them at Insomnia, you gotta help out.
We just had a
did last year happen?
I think we just had Banny on a pickup team, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Because I would know if there wasn't any team in Insomnia, I would have watched it. And I think the last time I did was either I-55 or I-52.
Okay. I'm super excited for it. I mean, this Ascent crew is pretty fantastic. What I'm curious about is whether Froyotech is going to help these guys scrim. That's what I want to know. I want to know if they're going to come together with their North American brethren and set aside whatever might happen in the ESEA finals if Ascent makes it, and help defeat the dastardly Europeans.
As if that were something that needed to happen again.
Well, ouch. I mean, it's all a matter of perspective, right? I mean, I wouldn't mind it happening every year,
I agree. I mean, that was just a quick throwback to how I got into TF2. I was watching I-46. There was a lot of things that led me to TF2, but to competitive, I was watching a lot of Pure and watching I-46 as it was approaching, and it was just very interesting to me that, like, oh, by the way, here are two NA teams that went to Europe and completely dominated the tournament and turned them on their heads, because apparently back then the soldiers didn't know how to strafe or something.
Yeah, they weren't as on top of the gunboat game as much as North America was, so the aggression caught them offhand at that event. Plenty of stories to go around about that, as well as like talking about quick fix and other things. But right now, the story we'd like to see as viewers is Ford Gaming turning this around. But right now, the start of the second half, it is Jarrett going down to the early bomb from Laz. And we'll see if Ford Gaming can get something in return. And indeed it is. Skis going down. It will cost both the soldiers, though. So now it's going to be the two scouts with May. But May retreats in the valley while the scouts go through choke. It's a disaster.
Yeah, Ascent got the better of that exchange. And unfortunate miscommunication, or whatever it is you want to call it, led to May's demise. But there's still some hope. They did get skis throughout that process, and no one's healing with him. And oh no, he's just waiting for the forward spawn. And even then, wow, it's been taking so long that May is going to be building up Uber just as much as Ascent. So they are not going to be able to make anything happen here. Ford Gaming hopefully can not be rattled by any aggression from Ascent and still play this out like they have even Ubers.
Yeah, it was a tough start to this half for Ford Gaming, but as it slows down now, we'll give them an opportunity to make some adjustments here. Ascent playing this kind of slow. Trying to figure this out, get to their Uber charge. mean, they got to have a lot of confidence in Laz here. And, you know, it seems like a pretty straightforward path to victory of like, what do we do? Well, let's just build Uber, bomb in Laz, get him to pop, and then we win the round.
That sounds exactly
Right.
like what's going to happen. Because Laz is just... I've said this before on a cast. Laz has been one of my favorite players to watch recently.
Yeah.
Because he just hits so... Every time I've watched him, he hits directs. He has amazing games. And here comes the Valley Bomb that gets him high in the sky around the lighthouse. But he bounces on the head of May. No, you need the rocket to land on May, not to land on May.
You need those man treads. That's what you need. Yeah, and you know it's going to be a good bomb when, like, instead of standing at choke, the roaming soldier backs up away from choke. You know, it's like it had 2 skip jumps before he goes rolling through. He actually went belly down choke. But anyways, Sandblast, the Uber Charger has gotten used here. Side Guy will be able to find the kill on Jay. The corresponding Uber from Ascent does come out. Jarrett alone, once again, very isolated. Taken out by Ascent. Laz gonna be able to pick up that health pack and Valley, and immediately gets behind Ford Gaming. Side Guy sees him, but what can you really do? As also Ford Gaming's players getting killed over on mid-fight. Oh, almost hit a shot on skis to get a frag there, but cannot.
And with Saiga being down, cratering, it looks like, not able to follow up, because usually they come in twos, and Ford Gaming is really good at having, well, not in this game, but previously, they've had a really good opportunity to get these frags from sending in both their soldiers, but this time around, Ascent is just kind of getting all these picks. They're staggering all these frags in just the right way to make it harder for Ford Gaming to attack with full force.
And right now, bot mode, calling for it. Ski's just trying to deal out the rest of the buffs. Now they're going to take it in. Bot mode leading the charge. We're going to bomb all the way on top of Jarrett. Gets the kill. Jarrett can't escape into the spawn. And, well, Ski's on the point. They do have players from Ford Gaming rallying around the point, though. They're having some frags going down. And now Yo's trying to get in there, but looks like Ascent will end up taking it.
AJ was one nice rocket to get 2 kills. Gonna make it a little bit easier for that round to go their way. And now, Ford Gaming are at the end of their rope on their map pick. You couldn't be more disheartened, but like I said, this happened last week, I believe. Take it away.
Yeah, certainly would have to be a quick turnaround here from Ford Gaming if they can do it. 25 minutes left on the clock, but in similar circumstances to what you mentioned before, keeping Jarrett alive, going to be a huge importance. Does eat an arrow heal, but then right afterwards, May and Jarrett both get bombed down. And Ascent going pretty wild here. They have lost skis. It is just Yosh, though, fleeing out in the cafe to try to pick something up.
Yeah, really strong mid. They actually managed to get Ford Gaming. Managed to coordinate their bombs just right enough to take down skis. But still, they got the players lurking around the second point, and Yosh might get caught out here if Slemnish times this just right. Actually, Slemnish is in an overall really great position because no one has gone into dungeon. So he's completely no one's aware of him, and Laz is going to try and initiate here from the cafe, and Slemnish is going to get opportunities rushing up right now through the patio. Can he get the shot?
Wow.
No, they spotted him out, but he's got the nice meat shot. Immediately did half health to May, but can't follow up.
Yosh does find him at a good point in time. Shut that down, and right now, yeah, Triple A trying to get aggressive as well, but Yike gonna also stop that. And a bomb for Jared in some trouble here as we have the spy! Jay coming from behind. Also going to be able to pistol down May. What a play from Jay.
Yeah, that's his trademark recently. He really likes to go to those off classes.
Yeah. He busted some crazy sniper the other day, you know, and that's something where you expect Slemnish to go snipes. And I mean, he's definitely a strong sniper, but you know, Jay bringing the roamer off class, you know, harkens back to the Mackie days. Certainly a strong option.
And they're going to be pushing in from lower. The gun was upgraded right at the end of that, and so couldn't even shoot while it was getting destroyed. Now a lot of players are keeping them locked out. Yo's trying to get to the point here. Trip tried to follow up, but that's going to be it. 5-0. Ascent showing a lot of dominance here. If I'm being honest here, I got to say this is a good thing. For a number of reasons. We need to see a Froyo Slayer, not some team that kind of has it, it's a 5-2, 5-3. We need a Froyo Slayer, and I think Ascent is coming up to meet that challenge.
Yeah, we got to get someone feeling that confidence. You know, Ascent has been working towards that goal for quite a few years. You know, they've been on their heels. You gotta wonder, Froyotech, you know, probably not taking their foot off the gas in regards to this ESEA season, you know, until it is over. But Ascent Gaming, with their planned trip to Insomnia Land, they're kind of still accelerating. You know, they have that hard work, they have that drive, and certainly, as you mentioned, if they get a strong win here, you know, and they can ride that wave, continue to get good, solid practice in, we could have a really, really excellent grand finals. You want to talk about some stats real quick?
I mean, we can. We got Jay topping off the chart. Oh no, bot mode topping off the charts with 400 DPM in that second half, with Jay close behind at 350. But it was a quick round. I mean, there's not much to break down from it. A lot of good frags. Actually, everyone on Ascent either got 9 kills or 5 kills. It's a very interesting disbursement of frags.
For half 2. Yeah, pretty nutty half from Slimnish and Yite. Again, yeah, Jarrett, kind of the weak point that stands out, unfortunately. So we'll have to see how things go in map 2. We'll be coming up here shortly, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to run some music, though, go to a holding screen. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Map 2 of Ascent versus Ford Gaming coming up as soon as possible. Granary Pro going to be the map. Yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting right into the action here. Our second map of this ESEA lower bracket finals. Granary Pro, Ascent up 1-0. I'm eXtine, Looster on the production, and joined by Ro. How you doing, Ro?
I'm eating, sorry.
Yep, no worries. We had a great time on our first map, Sunshine, which was actually Ford Gaming's pick. They put up a strong fight, but unfortunately did get taken down 5-0. We're going to have to see if Jared and company can do a little bit better. Jared out really quickly. Trip Boy launching Slimnish in the air, but he does get a kill on Trip Boy. And Side Guy following up, but can't find it.
What a beef.
Man.
I mean, I've seen beefs in my time. I've had beefs in my time, but that was like, I was looking at it and I said, wow, Skis is dead. This is great.
That was like too much beef for one person. Like, you could have a heart attack with that much beef.
And yeah, my heart skipped a beat when he didn't hit that shot. I mean, it was right there. It was even like we were talking earlier. He was waiting for Skis to land, and he still flicked wildly. And now Jay has walked in and picked up a significant frag. May goes down. Side Guy follows quickly behind. This is all Ascent's push right now. They're not going to lose this.
Yeah, it's come out pretty quickly. We do have double sniper, though. Sandblast and Yosh both offering it. That's a tactic we haven't seen since process days. But going to be an Ascent capture real quick. 2 snipers, OP. What do you think, bro?
I think I need to stop eating crackers.
Yeah, game might be over before you finish those crackers. I don't know. Certainly a first quick round. Jared had a good rollout, though. So, I mean, this mid-fight, if they can get Jared, if they can get Side Guy, and Trip a little bit more successful, it'll be a different story.
Yeah, in this mid, we got Trip, who's waited a little bit longer this time. He rushed earlier and died for it. But now, he's ready to go. He's rushing through the Granary garage, while Jay's trying to make something happen here. Last falling close by, able to get that frag. Gonna go down. No soldiers on the side of Ascent. They gotta worry about these players picking up all these frags. It is just the medic combo with bot mode pushing out. Sandblast very aggressive.
Yeah, Ford Gaming trying to get aggro here to get some sort of punishment here. The scout actually able to get out there and on top of him. Will get taken down by Slimnish. Sly Guy still kind of in the area. He's actually up top on drop down. And unfortunately for him, chooses not to wait for an ambush. Jumps down right in front of Slimnish. So close.
Ooh.
Oh, Skis! Trip Boy with that platinum wall bang gets the drop on Skis. Skis says, "Reeve!" He's upset about that one.
That was just an incredible bomb coming out from Mr. Trip. Able to get that plat shot. Actually, I think it was a direct even. And Jay somehow survives on 1 HP, AHP, by throwing a rocket at his feet before he craters. definitely very strong.
Yeah, for sure.
And now Ford Gaming has their Uber.
And they're going to try to find a way in here. Granary kind of notorious for shutting down a little bit between middle and second. But this is the pro version. And they have found their way into the garage here.
Hershey's crackers.
Yeah, good to be able to make their way out of balcony as well. So Jarrett getting a kill on Yite. Laz taken out as well. Jay trying to grab the health back and get out of there. Rockets flying after him. It's actually going to be Sandblast scratching him down. 3 players for Ascent backing into the garage of second point.
All right, I'm with us from now on. I have no crackers left, and I am happy to watch this game and talk it over. We got some action on the point here. Soldier trying to get a little bit of ground here, but gets very low. Trip and the Ford Gaming crew are ready to push forward. They have their numbers advantage because Yite is now down. Still trying to respawn, and a very aggressive push gets a force onto skis. This is very good, and actually a follow-up from side might actually pick off bot mode, who's dodging for his life. Can't get flash and May tries to commit. Doesn't work out for them, and this is going to be very unfortunate because with bot mode staying alive and the rest of Ford Gaming just shook, they're gonna have to back out here with no players to help them. 2 down, and the respawns are only just now coming up.
All sorts of fun, polite sportsman-like trash talk from the players tonight. Bot mode throws down the check mark on that, and yeah, it's just really unfortunate that Side Guy not able to find that frag. And Triplet coming in on skis, and won't be able to find him either. So that one frag earlier might have just been that flash of the pan of what we were expecting out of Tripboy. Certainly had some difficulties finding his follow-up shots. And Jarrett going to be picked out, kind of no man's land, you know, in between the right side and the left side, kind of in yard, but nobody else really with him. And Yosh has been trying to snipe out a forward spawn, is going to have to drop down here at some point, or just cycle classes. Yeah, there we go. Back to scout on last. And the Ubercharge fight is happening on last. Ascent is in. Slimnish getting a flash right before taking a little bit more damage. Tripboy getting floated in the air. Guy trying to follow up on this damage here, but it is Ford Gaming losing half their team. There goes May as well, and Jarrett. What'd you see there, Ro?
I saw Jay, dude. It was nuts. He jumped in, got the follow-up frag onto Trip, who was very low, and then a soldier bombed him, and he instantly directed him with a quick flick and took him down, and then finished up the last frags on the medic and some damage on the demo to finish off for his team. Jay definitely strong in that last push.
Yeah, Ascent Gaming playing strong all across the board. Skis with his dodges, bot mode with his damage, and certainly the frags from the scouts and the bombs from the soldiers as well. Right now, bot mode on the ground. Rest of Ascent will be starting off with a balcony. Tripboy trying to follow up. Yite shuts that down. Last has gone down, but May with him. And Ascent once again look like they're taking the upper hand in this mid-fight. Skis able to dodge from that damaged Side Guy coming at the end there too.
Now Ascent with a full wipe, probably gonna close out this last half of the first half of the second map. But they're gonna be pushing into this last point. Definitely getting a little bit of ground here. We're seeing what Ford Gaming can do to defend. We've got eyes on a sniper. I think he rotated back. Or no, he's very aggressive.
Yeah,
I was like hearing it and I couldn't find him in the back lines. Yosha rotated to his favorite position and gets the quick shot onto Slemish, who wasn't even buffed. The Cap is finishing up on second while the super is happening on the left side. They're trying to get a little bit of ground here, but with Sandblast on heavy and no ground to cover, Ascent might just fall apart here. It's a tightly knit defense here from Ford Gaming. Sandblast kind of juggled by the damage from Jay, who finally gets the frag, and now it's just one player alive. Bot mode with the pipes to take it down. That's going to be a 3-0 quick for Ascent, but that's to be expected. Ascent is notorious for being masters of Granary.
Yeah, and Jay with a strong fight on the pipes as well. You know, kind of classic Soldier MGE duel up against, I think it was Tripboy. Tripboy not being able to get the upper hand from it. Did get a nice arrow from May, but in the Ascent, Ascent just too strong.
Not much to talk about, honestly. I mean, we can talk about the stats if you have the page up.
I will in a second.
Yeah, I don't see anything significant other than like the damage coming up from Jay and bot mode.
Yeah.
These stats are very plain in general.
Yeah. Again, I mean, you want to see more out of Jarrett. His damage numbers are solid this time around, leading his team. I mean, at least solid in those regards. You are obviously not going to compare to the numbers that are over on Ascent, but just having 2 frags to go with the 7 deaths is pretty unfortunate. Sandblast picking up 6, so he was the biggest fragger for his team. Again, I mean, it's extremely difficult, when you have Laz and Jay who just been bombing like crazy all day, and you have Slemnish and Yite, and then finally at the end you have bot mode. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be a rough night for Jarrett, and I guess not too much of a surprise, but unfortunate for him. So yeah, just waiting for our second half here. Ascent 3-0. Can they get the 10-0 finish over 2 maps? Certainly seems a little likely here, but waiting for things to get rolling here. See our shocking conclusion. And obviously, grand finals can't be scheduled until the lower bracket finals are done, but we are expecting those grand finals to be scheduled quickly, anticipating a busy day of ESEA TF2 tomorrow.
Yeah, it would be unfortunate if that's what happened, like an awkward Tuesday for the playoffs.
Yeah,
but
and also, yeah, unfortunate because it's like we got IM finals, we got open finals, and there's a lot of TF2 playing, and a shame for it to overlap.
But that's okay. We've got right now to worry about. We've got this match tonight, and Ford Gaming, I hope they don't give up. I believe in them. I believe in this mid. Trip and Saigai are strong soldiers. They just need to use it or lose it.
And we'll see if they can find those shots, as well as if Jarrett will be able to stay alive a little bit more here. Ascent, both of their soldiers about to come flying out of the balcony. Saigai and Trip bombing at the same time. And again, those skis just excellent dodging. Will get taken out by a sticky from Jarrett. But they've lost most of their players. Just Saigai and Trip. They're both stuck behind enemy lines. Trip going to get taken out. Saigai trying to find that help back. Oh, will be able to find Laz with a nice shot. Ski's saying, yeah, again, chat continuing from the players, which is pretty funny. Skis was shocked that he got taken out by Jarrett there, but congratulating their player for holding on a midpoint for him.
Yeah, that's the Saigai I know and love, dude. That was insane, and he didn't have quite enough ammo to get the kill onto Jarrett, or Jarrett. But still, just a phenomenal showing. Who was it was bot mode. Wait, I'm lost.
Yeah, bot mode got the kill on Saigai.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm not lost anymore. I was like, for some reason I went colorblind and remembered the colors differently at that mode.
That halftime switch, And right now, though, Ford Gaming on the back foot again. Slemnish feeling very confident. Ford Gaming have 4 players outside of this right-hand door. Slemnish trying to go for a flank here, but Yosh, coming back from respawn, will see that. Ascent being a little bit careful here just because they don't quite have overcharge, and still trying to build those heals up. And Ford Gaming trying to push into him, but they're not going to be able to close the gap. Sandblast is out there. Sandblast does take down bot mode. Overcharge popped, but there goes Trip Boy blasting himself as Slemnish takes him out. Oh my god, Ford Gaming losing so many players. Yosh thinking about the back cap on Garage. He's gonna have to go for it. Saigai also behind as well. He gets the kill on Saigai, but maybe should have stood on Slemnish. Maybe should have stood on the point immediately. Didn't get the capture though. Probably wasn't gonna make it. Saigai calls the GG, but it is just 4-0.
And even Sandblast is like, Sai, please.
I've made that mistake before, and nothing sucks more than we were like, you call the GG, you like reflexively type GG while you're telling your team that you're still in the game.
I know, but that's okay because I believe in Jarrett right now. He's got an interesting position here, trying to take these blind shots and rotating up to the garage. Finally meeting up with the rest of the team, but the bomb from Jay is pressuring May. May will survive, but not for long. And there's the bomb, and there it goes. Man, that was like 5 different bars. That entire cast, that first mid.
Yeah, and I mean, May doing a good job of bombing that dodging that initial bomb, but I think Ascent, making the call there that all the other players were weak, and so the follow-up bomb from Jay, I think, kind of shifted away from trying to get the kill on May and instead helped out his teammates. They crushed that mid-fight once again, 4-0 to Ascent. Overcharges are going to be even here as both medics come up. Ford Gaming going to try to offer a defense of second point here. They've lost 2 though.
Bottom very low on HP with waiting desperately for that heal. He does
Jay
get
fighting
it.
Trip Boy and Lunchbox are actually going to trade there, so that's not too bad. But the push forward coming out here from Ascent. And they are going to be able to get Sandblast and Jarrett. Jarrett going down again. 2 players up. It is Psy Guy coming out of spawn. He's high flying and he is taken out. Ascent Gaming. Yosh trying to get out here to defend the point. Is going to drag this out a little bit longer, as this time it was Sandblast. The preemptive GG 5-0 to Ascent Gaming is the final score here. Dominant performance by them up against Ford Gaming. Couldn't quite do it.
And I gotta say, this is kind of been the trend in TF2 for the last few years, where there's just such a surprising gap between all the best players. We have Invite, which is, you know, well above IM, and IM well above your typical open players. But I mean, even in Invite, it is such a large chasm between the team that makes third place and the team that 5-0-5-0s them in the lower bracket finals to take on another team that also is significantly strong, you know, pulls off these 5-0s as well. But like I said earlier in this match, this is what we need. We need a team that is 5-0ing, has all their legs set, and they know what to do. And hopefully, when we go to our grand finals, Ascent versus Froyotech, we could have an upset here. We could dethrone the Banny streak this year.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people are hoping for. You know, I mean, Banny obviously one of the most popular players of TF2 ever. Well, I mean, you know, Seagull.
Come on, yeah. Let's keep it in the realm of TF2.
Yeah, there's maybe a couple people who have moved on.
The people who play TF2
some bigger,
right now,
brighter things, you know. But Banny, yeah, a hugely popular player, hugely popular figure in the scene, but also, you know, so dominant that people do want to see him lose. He's not going to get third place here, as that will go to Ford Gaming. Still a great accomplishment from them. And, you know, to kind of draw some allegories from other analogies, probably a better word, from traditional sports. You know, we only have 9 teams in ESEA Invite. You know, it is kind of a small division. And I think when you do look at other sports, you know, leagues, you know, when you look at the parity and stuff, I think it is about, you know, 25%, you know, of the teams are in the top, and they're, you know, quite a bit better than the teams that are below them. And since we kind of have a smaller team count, you know, that is kind of what we see here. But also, again, to talk about traditional sport analogies, Ford Gaming with that huge upset of Cafe Monster. And I believe from all the sports I've watched over the years that, you know, not all the time, but obviously sometimes that you have these really big upsets that then the team, you know, whether, I don't know if they celebrate too hard, but they just kind of hype themselves so much that it becomes incredibly difficult to then, you know, move forward and take the next upset afterwards.
Yeah.
But congratulations to Ford Gaming for taking the third place. As I mentioned to Cafe Monster with the 4th place finish this season. We're going to have to see how Ascent Gaming versus Froyotech wraps up. Going to be very excited to see that. We don't know the exact details, but please, ladies and gentlemen, tune into teamfortress.tv, the website, as well as their Twitter account to find the latest information about when that match will be happening, as well as the other coverage of this final spurt of ESEA TF2. Any final words from you, my friend Ro?
Let's see it happen. I'm excited for grand finals. We got a huge lineup of players coming in to bring us this match, and it's going to be a good one. So we hope you will join us for that.
Certainly. Shout out to Looster for running production tonight, as well as many other times throughout the season. We appreciate that so much, and especially super shout out to all of you lovely people who showed up to watch tonight, or whenever tonight is in the future. Check that VOD on the YouTube channel. I think that does us for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the lovely crew that I worked with here tonight, as well as Team Fortress TV, thanks so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I am eXtine, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out!